It's the middle of July and this month has been super busy for the Hoops, and that trend is set to continue throughout the rest of the month and into August. The club have been linked to a fair few players in recent weeks, one of those being Elyounoussi. In today's video we are going to hear from a Celtic expert as he gives his verdict on the club potentially signing him, whilst also going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Brendan Rodgers' return to Celtic came about rather swiftly following Ange Postecoglou's departure from the club. There seemed to be no better candidate to take the job than the former Swansea, Leicester and Liverpool boss. That was the opinion of the board following the appointment of Rodgers, and Mohamed Elyounoussi has mirrored such beliefs in recent times. Speaking to the Daily Record, the Swedish right-back said, "To do what Ange has been doing for these 2 years has been amazing, so for me it's really difficult to say if Brendan is going to be able to upgrade or not. But what I do know is that I couldn't have picked a better manager for the job than Brendan Rodgers." Whether it be fans, pundits or past players, everyone involved with Celtic seems to be content that Rodgers is the club's new manager. In Lustig's case, he firmly believes that the 50-year-old is the foremost gaffer he's played for. He absolutely is the best manager that I've worked under. Rodgers will be keen to ensure he has the same impact on the players this time around as he did in his maiden spell in charge of the club. One imagines that the Irishman will, and if he does, it will only breed success for Celtic. Just a quick one, boys and girls, to tell you that we have a new drop available on our website. We have the Brendan Rodgers Pope tee along with the Celtic Ultra t-shirts. Do browse the collection by going down to the link in the description or going to celticapparel.com. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. Celtic don't need to re-sign Mohamed Elyounoussi, but would be a great addition. Speaking exclusively to Football Insider, former Hoop striker Frank McAvenny said transfer business will start to move very quickly at Parkhead as he gives his opinion on the club potentially re-signing Elyounoussi. According to Spanish journalist Oscar Mendes, clubs in Spain as well as Italian side Torino and the Celt have made inquiries about Elyounoussi. The 28-year-old is available as a free agent following the expiration of his Southampton contract. The winger spent 2 seasons on loan at Parkhead between 2019 and 2021 before returning to St Mary's. Elyounoussi made 67 appearances for the Hoops across all competitions, netting 24 goals and offering up 13 assists in those outings. The Celts have already lost a prized member of their attack this summer, with Jota joining the Saudi Pro League winner Al Ittihad in a £25 million move. McAvenny suggested that Celtic don't really need to worry about the price of players this summer. He said, "I think Brendan has got the money. He has definitely got the money to go and buy players. I liked Elyounoussi as well. I thought he was a good player and would be a great signing, but having said that, the club don't need him as he has stacked in that position. I don't know who is going to come in and who is going to leave. I think it's a strange situation, but I think things are going to move very quickly." You would have been forgiven if you had forgotten that Oliver Abildgaard ever played for Celtic. As Ange Postecoglou's signings go, he has to arguably be the poorest signing made during the Australian's tenure. The defensive midfielder came in from Russian club Rubin Kazan on a strange deal. Due to European players being allowed by FIFA to suspend their deals while the conflict in Ukraine goes on, Celtic signed Ollie last summer on a 1-year deal that was treated like a loan. Ollie made just 9 appearances for Celtic during his time at the club, spanning a total of 153 minutes. He just didn't impress at all, and his deal was cut short in January this year to allow him to move elsewhere. Abildgaard moved to Hellas Verona for the second half of last season, but didn't do enough to warrant a full-time deal this summer. With the conflict still going on, Ollie has been allowed to move on from Rubin Kazan permanently, with his contract in Russia ripped up. We understand Rubin Kazan will get a share of the profits from any future transfer as compensation. The Danish midfielder has this week signed for Italian side Como. Oliver will be hoping to reignite his career in Italy's second tier. We wish him all the best. The news that Alistair Johnson is set to miss the beginning of the 2023-24 season comes as a big blow for Celtic. The Canadian right-back has excelled in Glasgow since moving from Montreal in January, but his services will be missed over the next month or two. Due to Johnston's absence, Celtic will likely have to call upon Anthony Ralston. Ange Postecoglou managed to turn the right-back's career around, and now the 24-year-old has a big responsibility going into the new campaign. Ralston is the champion's sole right-back at the moment. The spot is his to lose. He will be eager to impress and make the most of his upcoming opportunity, as since Johnson arrived at the club, minutes have been hard to come by for him. Having guaranteed game time over the coming weeks is hugely positive for Ralston, as is the fact he'll be playing under a manager who previously showed a fair amount of faith in him. Brendan Rodgers was unafraid to utilise the defender's services and even threw him into the Champions League group stage match against PSG at 18. Such trust from the Celtic gaffer will have to be mirrored once more, as Ralston is the only fit and capable right back available at this moment. The prospect of continual starts and minutes will whet the academy graduate's appetite to seize his opportunity. Marco Tillio couldn't even make it out of the airport before being told about Celtic Park. The Australian arrived in Glasgow last week after signing from Melbourne City 7 days earlier. Since then he has been thrust into the media spotlight, flown out to Portugal with his teammates and confirmed to be missing the first few weeks of the season through injury. Tillio has been forced into a watch and brief for now, and that may afford him time to acclimatise to the new surroundings before making a major push. He will hope to be back from injury in plenty of time for our Champions League campaign. Celtic will play 6 matches in the competition from September to December, including 3 at Celtic Park. The summer signing is already well aware what's in store for him and his teammates. He said in a Q&A on Twitter, "Yeah, that's what everyone has been saying ever since I came in. People stopped me at the airport and said, wait till you see the Champions League nights, your jaw is going to drop. I can't wait for that." So well done if you were one of the people who stopped him at the airport and told him what he's going to experience. Celtic have been confirmed as a group stage team ever since we clinched the Premiership title at Tynecastle in early May. A lot has happened since then, both on and off the park, but we are gradually getting closer to the action starting. The draw for the group stage is on August 31st, which isn't all that far away. With that, domestic action, new signings and the second Brendan Rodgers era beginning is going to fly in. Let's hope we can see Tillio involved as soon as possible. As expected, Celtic's match away to Livingston in the Scottish Premiership this September has been selected by Sky Sports, meaning Brendan Rodgers' team face another lunchtime kickoff in the opening weeks of the season. The game away to David Martindale's side had been scheduled in for a 3 p.m. kickoff on Saturday the 23rd of September, but will now kick off at 12:30 p.m. on the same afternoon and be given live television coverage. The match will come a few days after Celtic's opening UEFA Champions League group stage match on either the 19th or 20th of September. It means 4 of Celtic's first 6 league matches will be broadcast live by Sky Sports, following previous announcements regarding the opening day fixtures against Ross County, trip to Aberdeen and Derby at Ibrox against Rangers. Journeys to Livingston have been difficult for the boys in recent years, but last season they proved they can win comfortably on the artificial pitch, blowing the West Lothian side away by a 3-0 margin. Nonetheless, it remains a tricky early test for Rodgers' side, alongside the other difficult matches in the opening weeks of the season. Celtic will be keen to hit the ground running under the new managerial era, but travelling to 3 of the most difficult Scottish venues in the first 6 matches means that the champions will have to be at their best to rack up the points early doors. The squad are currently hard at work in Portugal preparing for the new season and will ramp up towards the opening flag day with friendlies against Portimonense, Yokohama F Marinos, Gamba Osaka, Wolves and Athletic Bilbao, before hosting Ross County on the 5th of August. A huge month is ahead to get ready for the treble defence. Celtic fans, what was your verdict on Elyounoussi? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure to drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.